What if there was a treadmill that folded up small enough to fit in a closet but met all the requirements for a running treadmill? Let's check out the Echelon Stride-6s to decide if it's too good to be true. Welcome to treadmillreviews.com. I'm Kaylee, and today we're taking a look at the Echelon Stride-6s. I've been wanting to get my hands on this brand for a while. The folding mechanism is super cool and could be a game changer. If you live in an apartment and think getting a running treadmill is not an option for you, check your lease, but this might be the solution you're looking for. I've got all the details on the Echelon Stride-6s that you have to know before buying. We're going to find out if the Echelon Stride-6s sets you up for success. First, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like if you want to see more content like it. We want to review as many treadmill brands as possible so you can find the perfect treadmill for your home. And with that, let's get back to the Echelon. Let's start with the best feature on the Echelon Stride-6s, the folding mechanism. In 3 steps, this treadmill goes from set up to folded flat to the floor. You just have to tilt the screen back, release the console by pressing the button on each handle, and lastly, release the uprights with the pedal. You might have to give the uprights a little push to get them started, but it then should softly lower to the treadmill deck on its own. The treadmill is about 12 inches high when folded, which is super convenient. You could store it flat like that if you want, or you can stand the treadmill upright for vertical storage. The treadmill is pretty stable in its upright position. However, if you have kids or pets or live in an area with earthquakes, it's a good idea to secure it with the strap that it comes with to keep it stored upright safely. The Stride-6s weighs 156 pounds, so it's not the easiest thing to lift upright. It's much harder than folding a traditional folding treadmill. I have to have some momentum to move it, so I'm basically doing a clean every time I put this treadmill upright. Keep in mind, I am a runner who stereotypically skips arm day too often, so you might have a much easier time than I do. I'm also only 5'4", so taller users will probably have an easier time as well. You need to be able to lift and press about 80 pounds to move this treadmill upright. You can roll the treadmill around while holding the treadmill handle. It's not too hard to move it that way. You can also roll it once it's stood upright. It has 2 sets of wheels, allowing you to move it side to side or forwards and backwards. I had a little trouble with the wheels getting caught, but if you are moving it upright, just be very careful. If those wheels snag, you don't want the whole treadmill to come crashing down. I typically just move it a short distance when it's upright, and I'll hold it by the handle to roll it more horizontally the rest of the time. The dimensions of the Echelon Stride-6s are 65 inches long, 32 inches wide, and 57 inches tall. When folded flat to the ground, it's still 65 inches long, 32 inches wide, and now it's only 12 inches tall. Now let's take a look at its performance capabilities. It has a 3.0 horsepower motor, which is just what we need for running. The deck is 20.5 inches wide and 60 inches long, so right on par with most home treadmills. You don't have to sacrifice any running room, surprisingly. I also like that the motor is under the deck, so there's no motor hood or plastic end cap like some treadmills have. You get one continuous running deck, which makes it feel longer because there's nothing your foot will accidentally hit. It has a maximum speed of 12.4 miles per hour, or 20 kilometers per hour. The incline is motorized and goes from 0% to about 12.5%. Echelon breaks the incline up into 12 levels, so each level doesn't quite represent 1% from what we've seen. Then finally, it has a 300-pound weight capacity. The frame has a 10-year warranty, the motor is covered by a 5-year warranty, and parts are just covered for 1 year. There are options to extend this warranty through a separate purchase. Active Echelon Premier members also get an extended warranty included in their membership. Now let's take a closer look at the features available on the console. The console is lighter than more traditional treadmills, which is good for its folding style. However, it doesn't feel as stable, so you will see some console shaking when you're running on the Stride-6s. If you're just walking, it doesn't move very much. The Stride-6s has a 10-inch touchscreen display. The display is fine for viewing the classes and streaming shows from Netflix, Disney+, and the other included services. Navigation is a little hard, so I recommend that walkers or runners with vision impairments consider a larger screen. Overall, I think one of Echelon's treadmills with a larger screen is best for viewing the subscription platform, but the Stride-6s is a more affordable option. You also get little LED windows for your speed, incline level, heart rate, and time. You can adjust the screen angle by tilting the console up or down. I like the screen height as a 5'4" runner, and I think it should be suitable for most users. The speed and incline controls are nice. Each treadmill handle has a dial that can be toggled with a button from glowing blue to green. When the buttons are blue, the left button adjusts the incline by 1% as you scroll, and the right button adjusts the speed by 0.1 mile per hour. If you change the dials to green, the left button will adjust the volume and the right button adjusts the speed by 1 mile per hour. The speakers are front-facing, but they aren't as clear as Nordic Track or Peloton speakers. The volume level is fine. I can hear the audio over the motor noise and any foot noise I generate. The Stride-6s has Bluetooth. You can connect headphones to listen to the content quietly or pair a Bluetooth heart rate monitor. My Garmin connected automatically once I broadcasted my heart rate. There's a surprising amount of storage. You get 2 small cup holders and 2 storage trays. You could rest your phone or tablet in one of these, but they aren't super sturdy, so I would be cautious about storing larger devices on the console while running. The last console feature is the fan. It isn't very powerful, so I would consider using a floor or ceiling fan if you want more airflow and cooling while you're training. Overall, Echelon managed to fit quite a few features onto the Stride-6s's console. I'm pleased with what they have to offer, but now let's take a closer look at the on-screen content. Echelon spread themselves quite thin with content options on the Stride-6s. You have trainer-led classes, almost 30 third-party apps, and a virtual running game. I think its biggest strength at the moment is the app variety. You need an active Echelon membership to access them all, but it's the most variety we've seen on a home treadmill in this price range. If you have a problem with doom scrolling, you can make yourself feel a little better by doom scrolling on this treadmill while walking with apps like TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. I think the navigation between apps could be much better, but overall, it's nice to have such a variety. Echelon started with just trainer-led classes, but these seem to have taken the sidelines a bit with their newest update, which includes FitOS and Echelon Worlds. The classes are live and on demand. They take place in a studio and are backed by a themed radio from feed.fm. The songs are not integrated into the class like Peloton's classes are and Echelon's used to be. I miss the artist collaborations that Echelon used to do, and I've noticed many encore classes. These are classes that are scheduled as live classes to encourage Echelon members to take them simultaneously, but the class is pre-recorded. There are tons of classes available, so you won't run out of content anytime soon. Echelon also has strength, yoga, and other equipment classes you can take with an Echelon Premier membership. Echelon launched Echelon Worlds, a Zwift competitor. It's a virtual running game. As a Zwift user, I have to admit that I was a little underwhelmed by Echelon Worlds. I think it has the potential to be fun, but I would prefer to train with a Zwift since it's more popular and fully developed. That said, I will definitely be checking back on Echelon Worlds to see how it evolves. An Echelon membership is non-negotiable when purchasing an Echelon treadmill, at least for the first month. While you can cancel your membership at any time, you have to purchase a membership at the time of purchasing the treadmill on Echelon's website. I strongly recommend only buying the Stride-6s if you want to use the membership long term. The regular Stride-6 is a better option for someone who doesn't mind testing out the Echelon subscription for a month but plans to cancel. The Echelon platform lacks refinement compared to similar priced services. If it was priced less, I would have almost no complaints. However, since it costs pretty much the same as iFit and Peloton, I was hoping for a higher production value and better integration between the touchscreen content and the treadmill itself. There is a lot of potential in this service, so I hope to see Echelon make a few tweaks that could really make their content shine. All right, so now I'm going to walk and run on the Echelon Stride-6s a little bit so you can hear and see how it performs. So to get started, I'm just at half a mile per hour, so let's speed that up a little bit. I'll actually use this button here to go to 3 miles per hour. And these speed and incline transitions are going to be a little bit slower. That does keep the treadmill really stable, so if you're an older adult or just anyone who wants something that's really smooth and stable, this treadmill is going to be great for you. All right, now let's take it up to a run so we can see how it cushions every foot strike. All right, so I'm at 7 miles per hour and it feels super smooth. It's not the softest treadmill, but it's not the firmest either, so nice moderate cushioning. It's also pretty quiet. You might be able to hear my foot noise even more than you can hear the actual motor. All right, so I'm gonna slow it back down. All right, back to 3 miles per hour. And again, this is one of the quietest treadmills that we've tested. Super nice if you were gonna use it in an apartment or other shared space. All right, let's take it to the top incline. Just scroll this dial a little bit. Okay, so that 12.5% incline is definitely a challenge. It does take a while for the treadmill to get there, but you cannot hear the incline motor at all. I could hardly tell that the incline had stopped moving. All right, so if I wanted to take it back down, you have to use a combination of the buttons and the dials on the sides, but it's actually kind of nice. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera, but I can change the colors of these dials here if I want to change what I'm adjusting. But overall, I really like the setup of the Echelon Stride-6s. Everything feels very accessible to me while I'm walking at an incline or running. All right, now I'm going to show you how to fold the Echelon Stride-6s in just 3 steps. So first, I'm going to start by tilting the console back, and then I'm going to release the uprights in the console by pressing the buttons on both handles. And then the last step is just pressing the pedal next to the deck to release those uprights, and it will softly lower to the treadmill deck on its own, which is perfect. And then if I want to move it, there is a nice handle in the back here where I can lift it and roll it. The Echelon Stride-6s has a huge factor going for it, the folding mechanism. It is one of only 2 Echelon treadmills with this flat folding mechanism and upright storage. It's the only one with a touch screen to showcase the Echelon training platform. If you're looking for a Peloton or iFit alternative that stores super compact, the Stride-6s is a great option. Other features that really stood out to me are the incline, which is uncommon for a treadmill with this build, and the abundance of third-party apps. The Stride-6s certainly has a lot of intriguing features that might just be the solution for walkers and runners with small spaces. Thank you for watching my review of the Echelon Stride-6s treadmill. If you want more information, you can find a link to my written review and to the treadmill itself in the description box. If you use our link to purchase this treadmill, it supports our channel at no additional cost to you. I'm Kaylee from treadmillreviews.com, and thanks again for watching.